Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Oh,
How we doing?
just another day, another podcast. Been cranking them
Exactly.
out. Let's see. Am I using
Hell
the right?
yeah.
I don't think I'm using the right camera yet. Hold on, let me switch that camera. I got finally got a different camera to use. There we go. A
Oh
little,
shoot.
little different angle, a little HD,
He's got
4K something.
he's got the whole setup going on too, man. You got the little I got a mic, but I don't got the boom arm. Like
Yeah, it moves around a little bit. You can adjust it and all that, but yeah, I was doing the podcast for a while, just with my laptop with no, with using the same camera and computer mic, and then
right.
I had the mic for a long time. I just didn't have the audio interface and everything to hook it up. And we are live. So
Right.
thanks for coming on, talking to me. We got Jewlz and Kris Simko of
So
Pin the Gas podcast.
What's
This is
going on, everybody?
hit the gas.
EricSwahnRacing.com podcast number 122. Try my camera's a little blurry sometimes, but there we go. So
Oh, goody.
thanks for coming on and talking to me for about an hour and a half today, and just want to get your story and learn a little bit about you guys.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having us on.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
you guys are fellow podcasters, and tell me a little bit about what you do.
Show you want to go from your end and then I'll do it for mine.
Yeah, so I started out with Pin to Gas earlier this year. I was on as their first guest, actually, on episode 3.
All right.
And after that, they invited me to come on full time, and from there, we just progressed, and we're at right now. It's been an awesome run too.
And for everybody who may not know, tell them what the podcast is about and what the subject matter is.
So we cover motorcycle races and reviews, and we also have racers on as guests and stuff like that.
All right.
Mhm.
And do you do like monologues, or is it normally with collaborating with other people?
We collaborate with. Well, go ahead, Jules.
Yeah, so it the whole monologue thing, I mean, we were doing that for a little bit, but since people found out that we were an outlet, a voice for a lot of the people in the paddock that don't get to really speak out that often, the unsung heroes per se, it became a lot of collaborate shows. So I embrace it, Kris embraces it. Whether we do the
Absolutely.
show ourselves or not, it's good to have people come in and not to really take too much of the time, but Eric, the show actually was supposed to be about UFC.
Oh yeah.
I started this thing because I wanted to do a podcast about UFC. I wanted to talk about fighting, but then while I was at Coda, I was like, you know what? I think this is more of a sport that could use some more Americanized. And then I was blessed to have Kris Simko on episode 3, like he said, and he got a whole bunch of connections, and he let these people in, and it's been an awesome ride so far, and it's still really early.
Yeah, I mean, not to hate on UFC or fighting at all, but like they already have a major contender podcaster doing it for them. So
Mhm.
maybe I could be the Joe Rogan of motorsports.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, for that.
I mean, it's a little far fetched, but just trying to put it out there with whatever I can do. The
Mhm.
other day I calculated I've already put out 7 days, 4 hours, and 53 minutes podcasting in the last 2.5 years.
Shoot, he's
Wow.
putting in work.
So about
Yes,
one a
sir.
week. This is episode, I think, 122. So one a week for 2.5 years, about an hour to 2 hours sometimes. It adds up quick.
Yeah, man.
Yes, it
Shoot,
does.
definitely.
So what episode are you guys on now?
Like 21.
21. So how
We
long you been
Yeah.
doing it?
so we started. Oh, man, when did we start it? I think it was like back in July or August, something like
Okay.
that. And we're doing it in seasons. So the seasons they are in 20 episode intervals. So season 1, we're about to put out our 20th episode very soon. We have 19 and 20 still about to go out. And then episode 1, season 2 is going to be out really soon, and I can't wait for that one.
All right.
Me
And
too.
so tell me a little bit about the thought process behind the seasons, because I just have one season so far, but I'm trying to get to like a couple thousand.
Well, I guess I'll let Kris chime in on this too. But so I run the YouTube channel, right? And a lot of the all of our podcast is on YouTube, at least for now. And I feel like if we split it to seasons, it'll be easier to organize and kind of show people the progression. Whoever's been there since day one can see like where we've come from. They're like, yo, I was with them in season one when their mic was trash and their videos were laggy, and then now look at them season 69, Nikki Hayden and all HD, clear voice quality and stuff like that. So it's easier to organize, and like it allows for people to kind of just follow our journey and maybe get some feedback. Be like, yo, season 3 was the best. Season 4 was amazing.
I got you. It's like a chunk of time.
Yeah,
it is
exactly.
It's also a good way to switch it up, and just keep it fresh the whole time.
Okay, very good. Can you talk about maybe some of the guests that you've had on there?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. So we've had Max Flinders on there.
All right.
Max Flinders was he was super cool. He's Moto America. Obviously, Eric Swahn. You know Max, right? You know Max.
Oh,
Flinders?
yeah, I podcasted with him.
Yeah.
He's a great dude.
Okay.
The Thrash Bike Racing number 88 on the Yamaha R1. He's
that's it.
He's he's a contender in the superbike class. He's not maybe a podium guy just yet. Maybe he needs a less thrashed bike. I'm not sure what the next step for him is, but yeah, he's a great dude.
He is. Hopefully, we'll see him next season too. We've had Forrest Dunn on. He's from Europe. He races the Isle of Man TT races.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Forrest, he was epic. He's also a friend of ours. Everybody we've had on, we've become really good friends with. We've had Donovan Ferray on. We've had Boris Mihalovic. You know who Boris Mihalovic is?
Isn't he over in MotoGP?
MotoPG.
Okay, MotoPG, yeah.
The man god.
Yes. The man god. Yes, he's super big
god.
in Australia. Yeah, absolutely. We've had Dave Neal, the British Superbike OMG Rich Energy press officer. We've had him on. Man, we've had a whole list of guests. Soon, Eric, we're gonna have Eric Swahn on. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah, right. I'd be happy to come on yours, do a little collaboration. That's what if any of the guests that I have shows, I like to do. You come on mine, and I'll come on yours, and it's like we both get a hit on both ends. Now, not do the same talk, but like it's always a different conversation every time.
Oh, believe me, it'll be very different. Yeah, with that's what we strive for, Eric, man. And I've said this many times that it's probably going to be a meme, but I come from a different sporting background. I just got into motorsports. So the way that I analyze the sport that we all love is way different than how you or the show analyzes it, right? Because you guys have been there. You guys know everything. I come in here with the why aren't the riders talking smack about each other? Why aren't there more fights? Like I come from an area where it's like I watch it like it's ESPN, you know what I'm saying? You guys are a little bit more analytical about it, but that's the kind of flavor that I bring.
I mean, sometimes you get a little pushing and shoving in the gravel trap. If you take someone out, might run over them and what the hell are you doing? Why'd you do that? That's not cool. But
we need more of that.
But even it happens sometimes. And sometimes I think it might be good for the show, but it's kind of bad for like sportsmanship.
Yeah, I agree.
But then again, like in hockey, you can fight. Like that's one of the only sports that you go to a fight and a hockey game breaks out.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, you don't have to.
But I agree with Jewlz, man. I think we need more riders that. No, I do. I think it shows a better dynamic in the sport, man. Back when somebody wanted to rip somebody's head off and shit down their throat. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss, but I did. So that more of that rivalry, man, is what. I think brings more action to the sport. We don't have that anymore. Everybody's friends in the paddock and want to hug and kiss, and
Yeah, like save that till after the season. I want during the season. I want to see a dogfight. I want to see Fabio say that Pecco's a runner-up. Well, he's trash. I want to see like a lot of people just like World Superbike is a great example of how I wish MotoGP was, because the drama in World Superbike is insane, and it's not even over dramatic like Formula One is. Formula One, they try to make drama out of nothing, but in World Superbike you can clearly see the drama, and I wish that was something that MotoGP had. MotoGP is too pretty.
And I think someone in World Superbike just got fined for flicking someone off after they crashed.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
You know,
Why would you get fined
Why
for
not?
that?
I don't know. It's just all political now. That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
you know, back in the day, racing was a lot less political and more hardcore raw. You know, now it's not so much. Now it feels more staged and you know, with all these rules, it's just it's gotten kind of bland. I hate to say it, but it is.
It needs Americans.
Yeah, it needs
It
someone
does. We
with an
need
edge.
Americans.
Someone
Yeah.
with an
Well,
edge.
you know what? Well, like back in the day when
Americans.
Rossi and Sete Juvenile, you know, Rossi plainly said, Sete, you'll never win another race. And look what happened.
Mhm.
Sete never won another race. You'll never hear anybody say that now,
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, it's on the edge, but you know, it's what people like. They like seeing the dramas of the sport. And I wanted to say, you mentioned swearing. Please swear, be yourself,
Okay.
have an
Fuck yeah.
unpopular
Appreciate it.
opinion.
All
We
right,
could
I
talk
appreciate
about religion, race. I mean, music doesn't matter to me. I'm
Fucking
all
get it.
for, like, you know, not
I
to be
like you, Eric.
disrespectful, but like
No,
have an
you're good.
open mind and just speak your
That's
mind.
it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's something, you know, that's something that like helps with how you connect with audiences, right? Because, you know, what we would like to do, and probably you do it as well, Eric, is that we like to bring these people who are so used to being perfect in front of the camera and bring them down a notch to be humans. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like, feel free to express yourself when they're on the show. Feel free to express yourself. I don't give a fuck about why you came 14th place or third.
Yeah, it's about the journey.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
It's like I want you
That's
to
what it's
express yourself,
about.
you know.
So tell me about your journey, Jewlz. I know you're like a dancer of sorts. You got some style. You got some flair a little bit.
Eric, bro, I get into too many hobbies, man. Too many hobbies, and it's hobbies that turn into passion. So from dancing, dancing was a hobby of mine that turned into a passion at one point where I was getting paid to do these dances, right? And then basketball was one, but basketball never took off. Um, and then now I bought a GSXR 750 back in 2020, like right in the middle of the pandemic, because I couldn't play basketball. They took down all the hoops. I
Oh,
couldn't
man.
go out dancing because people weren't allowed outside, and I didn't want to dance in my house because my basement looks like shit. So I was like, man, like what could I do that is absolutely COVID free, something that is fun and new, and people tell me not to do it, but it's not that bad. A helmet, a bike. There's no saliva coming to my face. Oh shoot, this is COVID free. We're wearing gloves. I was like, yeah, so let me get a bike. And then from there, it became something like, man, this bike seems cool too. I want to see what these bikes can do. So I think about like 2 weeks into like looking at ninjas, because I thought I was gonna get a ninja as my first bike. I started watching MotoGP. That Petronas documentary, like mini documentary on YouTube about Fabio Quartararo came out, and I was like, oh man, I'm a huge Fabio Quartararo fan now. Not really, but but it kind of stemmed from all of that, being bored, becoming a hobby, and from a hobby becoming a passion, and then now look where we are. So yeah.
Very good. So doing street riding, any track riding or racing yet?
Soon, very soon. I'll be on the track very soon. I got to fix my bike up.
That's usually how it goes. It's a constant. If you get into riding, you're now a mechanic too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Forced mechanic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
YouTube
That's so
certified.
YouTube certified. Exactly.
Hey guys, Kris Fix
I love
here.
it.
You know?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
People ask me all the time, like, "Oh, hey, can you help me work on my bike?" I'm like, you know, I probably could, but I'm not a mechanic. Like, I know how to make the bike ride really fast, but to
Right.
change an engine or something like that, it's gonna take me a week and a half. So I can do it all. It's just not at the speed of sound.
Chris can.
Yeah. Thank you, Jules.
Chris is a mechanic. Chris is somewhat of a mechanic. I mean, look at his job, man.
I am. Yeah, I'm actually podcasting live right now for my job, Eric. I got such a great boss. He lets me do this from work sometimes.
Awesome.
And they support us.
That's really good.
And he supports us big time. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, when you're starting, there's not a whole lot of revenue coming in, but say episode 1,000, like you could be having advertising partners. This could be a full-time job. You not even talking about the ad revenue on each episode.
Right. That's
Right.
the plan.
And I've heard
that's
like the big time guys, aside from their one-off deals, can make $50,000 to $75,000 in a single episode if you get millions of views.
What?
That's
Yep.
the goal,
Just
man.
on ad revenue. and they have product lines like energy drinks and supplements and things like that. Or, I sell products online myself. So the whole goal, or one of the reasons of me doing this, is to help sell more products. So if anybody's out there looking for parts, I'm an authorized dealer of 22 motorcycle brands, a total of 35 between motorcycle racing, mountain bike racing, race cars, and motocross. So trying to get it all out there with the eBay store and the Amazon store and my own website, shopesr.com. And the hub for everything is EricSwahnRacing.com. So just trying to do it all, man. And hopefully I sell some more products from doing this.
Very awesome, man. That is awesome.
Let's get it.
We'll get there one day. Yeah, we'll be there one day.
Got to have merchandise and products that people can buy, and all angles.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because like the show agrees, man. Yo, we just started this and people are already asking us for things, and I'm just like, yo, like like we literally just only made about 20 episodes. Like, man, give us some time, like shirts and all that, and like having an official logo. We have a logo, but it's not the official logo.
Yeah.
So I have somebody working on that. Kris has someone who can work on that as well, and it's just like it's all happening so fast. Like I'm at work, and then Kris is at work, and our messenger is blowing up from people who talk about the show, our Facebook page, yada yada yada. So
I got a recommendation for you. I know you have sounds like you have a logo in the works, but what I did for my logo, Eric Swan ESR logo, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, that's sweet.
I had an idea for it, but I'm not a graphic designer, so I did not make this, but I kind of sculpted it in a way that was like, I kind of want these features, these elements. And then, so I would highly recommend using a like a competition, or a what I did was a logomyway.com, and it's 50 different people submit different designs, and then you can say, I like this element, no more of that part, and then you refine it and it becomes something like this. And so you can have people from all around the world making a design for you, and you only pay for the one that wins. So that way you have a lot of different ideas, and you can spend, I think, anywhere from $50 to like $2,500, like however much you want. And I think I spent like a couple $100, and you get as many revisions as you want. The competition is like a couple weeks long, depending on how long you want to run it for. And you get something like that people look at like, wow, that's really cool. I see what you did there. You got the E, S, and the R within the bike of the logo. So it's recognizable.
Yes, it is. It looks really good too.
That is something, yeah, it looks fire. Like that is something that I will definitely take into consideration, because I have some ideas. I'm sure Simko has some ideas, but like I was just thinking something about like, like a lean angle, like to where the shoulder is, like kind of like my profile picture of freaking Jorge Lorenzo, where he's just practically lying down on the curb. Like that's fire.
Yeah, those MotoGP bikes have incredible lean angle. I think almost 60, 62, 68 degrees, somewhere in there, almost when you're crashing.
Some ridiculous. Yeah.
Somewhere inhuman.
Basically inhuman, yeah.
The standard street bikes, like a stock 1000 from the dealership, will not be able to drag your elbow, or not, maybe your elbow, but not your shoulder, like they're doing.
Right.
Not at all. And I see people try to do it.
Yeah, and you'll land right on your head.
Yep. They do it in the canyons.
You're already leaned over. You're already on the ground, so you don't have very far to fall.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Absolutely.
It's the sliding afterwards that's a BI itch, bro.
It's just don't run into any stationary objects.
That's the goal.
Yeah, easier said than done.
Easier said than done.
Gotta have Neo Matrix reflexes.
For sure. Land like a cat. Try not to flip and tumble.
Man, I've spilled twice, man. I spilled once on a demo ride. Man, this is one of my most embarrassing motorcycle stories real quick, but I spilled on a demo ride. So I just started riding, had the 750 for a minute, probably like a year. I'm feeling good. I know like how the tires behave and how the suspension behaves on that bike. So then I got up on a Triumph, a 765 street triple, right? And I was like, yo, can I take it for a ride? And they're like, yeah, here's the keys and go. And I was like, no one's gonna be with me, like
a
yeah,
dealership.
yeah, just go, yeah, yeah, yeah. They called me like last year, but Geico says that they already covered it, and then they sold the bike, and then I was like, okay, I don't know what the situation is there. So if they sold the bike already, then fuck it, right? I'm not
Yeah.
gonna deal with that. But anyways, so it was about like a low 50-degree day, and it was getting colder. The sun was going down. Like I said, I'm still new, so I didn't know the sciences behind everything. I thought brand new tires meant better grip, right? Because
Sometimes.
hypothetically, in in car terms, when you buy a set of 4 new tires, you're golden. So I thought it was the same exact concept. Boy, was I wrong. I took this right sweeper into a ramp, this beautiful right. And I tried to take it like I did on my 750. Washed out on me. I saw sparks flying. My head like hit the curb, and I was like, fuck, I ruined my Rossi hat. I got road rash on my knee that the remnants of it is still there till this day. And I'm just like, man, this is embarrassing. I called the dealership and I was like, we got a problem.
It happens, man. You're not the only one. Like you got
Thank
to
God.
make sure you're heating up both sides of the tire, and just because the center of the tire is heated up doesn't mean that the right side is at the full lean angle. So that's why people at the track use tire warmers, because it helps tremendously with that heat distribution. And even if your tires are hot but your rim is not, it's going to soak that heat right from your tire. So it's about the whole package, not just one spot on the tire.
See, I knew that now,
Yeah.
but back then, that thing. So then, when I got new tires on my on GSXR 750, and I like to flex them because I love these tires. It's the Michelin GP.
Okay. Yeah.
Like those are phenomenal. When I first got them, I was like, you're not gonna get me again. So I rode that thing for 150 miles, swaying back and forth. I'm like, I'm gonna scrub this in till it's basically super coarse. So after that day of washing out, I was like, I was so scared of taking right turns. Like it becomes a mental thing, and it fucks you up for a little bit, and then I eventually got through it, and now I'm not afraid to leave my bike again. So tires are they're amazing. The
Yeah,
GPs.
and then sometimes if you're scared to take a certain corner, a right hander or left, you might tense up more on the bars, which makes it worse. You're just compounding those problems by not following the fundamentals, being tense and being too tight on the bars.
Exactly.
But yeah, there's so many things to learn in the sport, man. I've been in riding for 16 years or so, and I'm still learning.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm just soaking up all the information that all these Moto America guys, what Kris gives me, what you would give me. There's a lot of people that give me a lot of information, and it's great, man. It's great. The community is something like I've never experienced before. Everyone's always willing to help each other out. In the basketball community, everyone's trying to kill each other, but that's fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the fight community, obviously we're all trying to kill each other, but it's fun. But it's not as open arms as the motorcycle community. In my perception, the motorcycle community was very open arms and willing to help and everything. Not like the other sports weren't willing to help, but it was always like a let me dog you first and then let me help you out. It wasn't like that here.
I think one of the reasons is maybe you could talk about why you think so, but it demands such a higher level of respect where you could be risking your life next to somebody if you or they make a mistake right in front of you, and it's like you want to beat them on the track, not in the pit lane if they have a mechanical.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah. So I can see why it's a little bit more humble on this end, is because your life is at stake. I've never seen nobody die from basketball. So like, so it's a lot easier to like go after somebody. I mean, you could badly injure somebody, but you can't really kill somebody in basketball. So I guess this is a thing that we know, or we don't know if it's our last ride or not. So I've already experienced losing a couple of people, so it's been surreal, but still love the community. When I washed out my second time, everyone was so glad to help. I was embarrassed, but they're like, nah, man, finish the ride. You can still ride, keep going. So yeah, it was great. It was open arms. It was great.
And I'm surprised. Like I come from playing hockey for a long time, and I'm surprised more people don't die playing hockey because you're on the ice with razor blades on your feet, and how does
I
that not
know.
go wrong?
Yeah,
No, right?
I'm nasty at floor hockey. I can't skate for my life, but floor hockey, I'm pretty good.
That's cool.
I've never
Yeah.
played hockey. Never.
I grew up playing soccer for about a dozen years, switched over to roller hockey, played roller hockey for a long time, and then switched over to ice hockey in high school. I had only skated on ice a handful of times, and I tried out for the high school team. And I made the
Right.
team, but sat on the bench a lot and just learned. And because it's so different going from roller hockey to ice hockey, you stop
Yeah.
different, you turn differently. You can carve into the ice harder than you could on rollerblades. Just totally different service, obviously, but it's just I love learning new things and just trying to excel at them.
Yeah,
It's
me
just
too.
like European tracks versus American tracks.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah, exactly. That's right. I take it back, Eric. I have played hockey on the Nintendo.
oh, there you go.
Super Nintendo. Yeah, I played hockey that way.
NHL '98.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. I
Something
think
old.
when Wayne Gretzky used to play.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the GOAT
Yep, the go-to. Yep, he is.
for sure.
That's awesome.
And so
Hockey's
what's
big
on?
here in New York.
Oh, you're in New York now.
Yeah. I live in New York, Chris,
And,
Virginia.
and
Yeah.
what's it like being in New York these days?
Well, I am fortunate enough to live outside of the city. I'm about 45 minutes away from New York City. So I live in a really nice place. We have a mountain like 20 minutes down the road that everybody goes in there with their Panigale V4s and their S1000 double Rs, and people taking pictures and elbow dragging out there. It's insane. The bike scene where I'm at is good. The bike scene in the city, totally different, way more dangerous, people weaving through traffic, and it's insane. It's a different cultural difference in terms of motorcycle life here and there. I don't know what it's like in Virginia, Chris. You could probably take over from there, but here it's pretty sick.
Here in Virginia, we have a lot of mountains around, so people ride in the mountains. We're not too far from Tail of the Dragon,
Oh yeah.
in Tennessee, so we go down there and ride. Of course, full leather suits, dragon knees, all that good stuff. But you try not to risk it too much on the street because obviously the consequences, especially now that I got a son at home, I gotta think about him. But now when I go to the track and I do track days, that's a completely different story.
Yeah.
But
So
on the street, yeah.
Tail of the Dragon is a risky place to ride. I went there about 10 years ago with a group of 20 riders. We all trailered our bikes down there, got a hotel on the side of the mountain. It was more like we rented the house, and split it between all of us, cabin. And that was a great time. I haven't gone back since because it's just, I didn't crash, but a couple guys did, and they were all fine. Some bikes not rideable anymore, but they were fine.
Yeah.
And I remember one of my good buddies, he was a former police officer, retired cop, and he was a motorcycle cop too. So I'm like, he knows how to ride. I had done a few track days at that point, so I'm like, okay, follow me. I'll kind of show you around because I had a pretty good pace. And I was like, if I pull away from you every 20, 30 seconds, I'll look back and slow down, make sure you're there, make sure the gap is okay. And I waited too long to look back. And when I looked back in my mirror, I saw him come off the road, hit the mountain, and then go back onto the road. I'm like, oh no, time to loop around now. And
yeah,
he was one of my first podcast guests I had on here. And
nice.
So it's good to get a story and talk about it. But it's even if you've been riding as a professional for 20 years on the street, those roads are different than going straight for 50 miles.
Yeah,
absolutely,
100%. So
it catches a
NYC
lot of
take
people
notes
out.
Yeah, because those NYC guys will come out here to the sticks. Well, we're not really in the sticks, but they will come out here in the mountains, and they think that they can do what they do over here, and then they find out that they're a completely different rider. What's worse if they hit the track? You know what I mean? So
you're gonna learn today.
Yeah, for real. You definitely gonna learn today. Shoot, man. I saw somebody. So my mom works in the city, right? So she works in the Bronx, and the Bronx is very synonymous with a lot of motor vehicles. So everyone's on like mopeds, dirt bikes, quads, illegally. Cops don't care. because there's so much of them. I saw this guy in a brand spanking new 2018 R1, right? 8 in the morning, zoomed past me, 80 miles an hour, hits the rear of a Toyota Camry right in front of me. And I'm like, dude, you can't be doing this in such a tight situation. But he was, luckily, he had full gear on, he had a full suit on. But honestly, motherfucker, you trying to blame him? It was kind of your fault.
Yeah.
So like,
you just wiling out.
Yeah, like you can't be doing that here. So those guys like him, they try to do it over here, and then they turn out, they're like, oh shoot, there's actually left and right turns. Yeah, it's not like the city, bro. It's not all straight lines.
They call those screamer parkers, right? Screaming down the freeway and then parking in the corner so you can't turn.
Yep. The walk their bikes on a left turn.
That's it. The Rough Riders.
Yeah,
yeah, for real.
Hayabusa, but no skill.
That's it.
Oh, so many Hayabusas in the city. So many Hayabusas. More horsepower than they can ever handle. And then they will come here flexing like, yo, I went 185 on the bridge. There's like a bridge that's like 5 minutes, like walking distance away from my house, which is 2.5 miles of kind of a straight. It kind of curves just a tad bit, but people treat it like a straight, and they race there at like 2 in the morning, and it's a beautiful bridge. And then, you know, people come back saying, yo, Julius, I went 185, man. I'm one of the fastest riders over here. I'm like, you mean your bike is fast, but you're not.
Yeah, it's like it's not like driving a car. Like, I think it's way easier to go fast in a car safely than it would be on a bike, because there's so many things on a bike that just are counterintuitive. Like, most people, I don't think, understand counter steering on a motorcycle.
Counter steering, yes.
Aerodynamics.
Yep.
The
full tuck, the tire pressure, the temperature ranges that you need to be in, and body position is huge. If you don't have your body position right, you're gonna be fighting the bike more than it's gonna be working for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep. Learning how to brake, keep tension on the chain, the whole nine. Yep.
So tell me a little bit about your track experience, Kris.
Well, I moved to Phoenix when I was 18, 19 years old to go to Motorcycle Mechanics Institute. And while I was there, I signed up for CCS to do a couple track days. And I did a couple track days, and I was like, me and my buddies, you know, we were talking shit. Oh, I'm faster than you. I'm this. I was like, well, let's just go race. Let's just do it. Right. So we signed up and we did a season out there, CCS, which was a lot of fun. And then I moved back after I graduated, and been doing track days at VIR pretty much ever since.
So you're a real mechanic then?
Yes. I'm a real mechanic then. Certified, yes.
And, you know, I've thought about doing that. You said MMI, Motorcycle Mechanics Institute?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that experience, because it's been on my mind. It's like, man, it'd be cool to have that certification and learn a little bit more about the internals of everything.
It was everything you think it is. I've always been mechanically inclined. Motorcycle has been my passion since I was 3 years old. That's something I'm blessed. I could say that I've had that passion, like a lot of us in this industry. You know, you found something that you really love, and it transformed your whole life, right? So, I was like, you know what? I bought a 1996 ZX6R. I saved up my money. I bought a pipe, a header, a jet kit, ignition advancer back when carburetors were the thing.
Yeah.
Took it to a shop, and they couldn't get it running. They had it for 2 weeks. So I called them up. I picked it up. This was before, you know, YouTube and all that. I ordered a shop manual for it.
Those climbers, maybe?
No, I ordered the actual. It was like $85 back then. The actual factory Kawasaki manual, and I did it all myself. Jet kit, put the pipe. I did everything. Put it all together, and was like, you know what? I want to go to MMI, and that was back. So now, Eric, you could just go. But back when I did it, they actually sent you an aptitude test that you had to pass in order to be accepted in.
Yeah.
They offer various classes: Kawasaki, Suzuki, Honda,
manufacturer specific.
Yes, Harley Davidson, Watercraft. They didn't have Ducati. They don't have Aprilia. But it's a lot of fun. It really is. I highly recommend it. Absolutely.
That's awesome. And it's maybe like a 2-year program?
It was a year.
A year. And I think they have 2 locations. I think one is in Florida.
Yes, one's in Daytona, one's in Phoenix. I chose to go Phoenix because I grew up in the military. So my dad was a fighter pilot. So I lived out in Daytona and grew up there for, you know, a lot of my childhood. So I was like, you know what? I want to go away from everybody where nobody knows me, you know, and just start new, right? My new adventure. And yeah, it was awesome.
And I might be moving across the country myself. So what's it like moving across the country to a brand new place, and the moving costs and logistics of all of it?
So so what happened with me is when I decided to go, I had a dog, and I was like, man, just looking at places to rent was like $800. But if I bought a house, I could buy a brand new house. My house payment would be just as cheap or cheaper, not as cheap, but cheaper than my actual apartment place would be because you had a pet fee and all this, right?
You just
So
got
I
to
ended
come
up
up with
buying
that
a
down
house,
payment, right?
yeah, 10 grand. So, but yeah, so I bought a house and moved into a house and went to school full time and worked full time and rode like an animal, partied like an animal, lived it up, because I mean, and the thing about it, Eric, is I'm from Virginia, so I got that country accent. So when I went out there to Arizona, I remember going through the drive-through the first time and I ordered something. I heard all this giggling, and I was thinking to myself, why does everybody
Where
keep
is he
giggling at me when I
from?
talk? Right.
They're like, he
So I
ain't from
pulled all
here.
no, they're like, where are you from? Keep talking, and needless to say, yeah, it was all for the good.
Yeah, that's cool to hear.
Southern hospitality.
Yeah, everybody's got a little different accent. I have an accent, you have an accent, we all do, and it's you don't think you do until you go somewhere else. You're like, oh, I don't talk like I do.
Yeah, where are you
Yeah,
from? Exactly.
that was me moving up here.
Where'd you come from originally? Where you're in New York now, but where'd you or start from?
Yeah, so about from like 2000, 2001 to 2000, 2009, I would say. I was living in Houston, Texas, right? So coming up here to New York, it was just a big cultural difference. And then like I had a little bit of that boomhauer in me, when I talked. And it was so bad that when I recently when I went to Coda last year and I decided to visit my friends in Houston, I had no clue what the fuck they were saying. Yeah. I see that, sure, yeah. So I had no idea what the fuck they were saying. I was like, bro, what are you saying? And he's like, man, you used to talk like this. I'm like, yeah, I did. I used to. But it was so different coming up here and then just like switching it up. And they asked me where I'm from. Do I ride horses to school? Like all that dumb bullshit.
So did you ride horses to school?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
I would shoot, man. That's one of the things next to learning how to ride a bike is learning how to ride a horse that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah, it's similar. You only have 1 horsepower instead of like 100 and some. But yeah, I've only rode like ponies at the fair when I was a baby. I think that's about it. But I'm a city boy. I grew up in Dearborn Heights and Metro Detroit my whole life. But I might be moving to Las Vegas in less than 2 months. So
yeah,
nice. I've been to Vegas. It's awesome.
I'm considering moving to Vegas in a few years.
Way different climate. It's like 35 degrees out Fahrenheit. In Michigan right now, it's probably like 75, 80 in Vegas right now. So like that's kind of what I want.
Oh yeah, that's another thing is a dry heat, dude. So when I come from here on the East Coast like you are, and you go out there to the West Coast, that dry heat, man, it takes a minute to get used to. Yeah.
It just hits you. It just hits you.
Yeah.
But I tell my friends to add to what Kris was saying is that the dry heat is so much better than the asshole heat that we have here in New York. The asshole heat that we have here in New York is that humid heat, that 3 weeks fish dinner in the garbage type heat that all your sweat is like blocked in, super humid, and it's like 75 degrees out, but it feels like it's like 120. So then when I went to Vegas and I tried and I experienced that like 105-degree heat, I was like, bro, I take this over New York heat any day of the week.
Yeah. In the Midwest or even Florida, like you get that swamp ass, right?
Yeah.
Major swamp ass.
Major. It's terrible.
So yeah, I got a job offer out there in Vegas, and I think at the end of November, I'm going to go out there for a full week and test it out, do a test run. I got an Airbnb for like $38 a day, and
nice.
It's the cheapest one I could find. It's only 6 miles away from the place, so I'm super excited for that.
Sweet, man. Congratulations!
That's awesome.
On
Congratulations!
That.
Yeah, congratulations.
Heck yeah! And I didn't even say what it is, but it's a supercar driving experience coach. So I'll be doing like Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Maserati, McLaren, all that stuff.
Is it it's that track that's like 20 minutes away from the strip, right?
Speed Vegas, like Exotics Racing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
that's fire. I've always wanted to do that. Yo,
That is
discount
awesome.
code.
So
Discount code, because I'm trying to go there for my birthday.
hey man, I
Yeah,
should be
discount
there.
code, Eric. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, right.
if everything goes right with this test, I already went down there for the interview and I got the job. But then a couple days later, they offered me the actual job after I get home. So going back for the full test, but if everything goes right, I should be possibly moving January 12th. So less than 2 months from now. And I just got to figure out the logistics and maybe get one of those pods or a U-Haul truck and just start donating stuff to Salvation Army I don't want to take with me and selling. Like, do I take my washer and dryer? Like, do I sell my motorcycle? Like all these different things to help fund it. But
I did a U-Haul. That's what I did.
okay.
I got rid of everything just like you did. I got rid of every unnecessary bullshit. I was like, you know what? It's time to get rid of shit. Sold it, got rid of it, threw it away, gave it to my buddies, whatever. Just took my bed, my dog, my dresser, my clothes, and basically that way, and my motorcycle, my tools, and that was it. My balls. That's it. Yeah. Because, I was a teenager, young adult going to a different place. I didn't know anybody. Like, I couldn't just call my mom and be like, I'm coming home, or,
Mom, on dinner.
Yeah, I don't know anybody.
Dinner, mama.
I don't know anybody in Vegas, so it's going to be a new experience and a new state for me. It's just cool to expand your horizons and try out new things. And like, if it goes wrong, then I could do something different, like find a new job. And I've always kind of wanted to be a casino dealer, like a blackjack or a poker dealer. I'm like, those guys probably make a lot of money because I've been playing poker quite a bit and sit down at real tables here and there. And
so you've been to Vegas.
It'd be cool. Poker. And you win a hand and that's $200, say, and they always tip like, oh, here's $10. Next hand, oh, here's $20. Oh, here's $5. Like, wow, like he just made like $45 in like 10 minutes and just tips.
So you've been to Vegas?
I've been to Vegas just for the interview tryout a couple weeks ago.
And you did nothing else in Vegas?
No, it was just I was there for one day and then flew home.
Oh.
So it was business only.
Man, it's Eric, it's phenomenal, man. It's a place.
It's wild.
I went by some odd miracle. I didn't spend too much money at all because number one, I don't really gamble. Number two, I don't really drink like that. So like, alcohol wasn't really a thing for me. I spent most of my money on food and tourist merch, right?
Yeah.
But going there, man, if you've never been to the Strip, you've never been to the Strip, but when you do go, it's insane because these hotels, they're like, it's like these hotels need their own area code because you go inside and it's like a freaking, it's like a mall. It's a mall when you go in there. It feels like another place. Like when you go to the Venetian, it's like Italian-ish, and then you have a whole bunch of high-end stores, you have clubs, and then all these, like, you get stuck there for like 2 hours, and then you forget that there's other hotels exactly like that with different themes and different attractions. So you get stuck, like it's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
It was cool. I did get to walk around a little bit. I was trying to do it as cheap as possible. So I walked from the airport to the hotel. It was like a couple miles. And I did get the south portion of the Strip, right where there's like the Statue of Liberty and the MGM Grand is where I started. And then it went south from there. So I saw everything pretty much south of there. And then I only ended up using one Uber from the hotel to get to the interview in the morning. That's the only time I took a car. But by doing that, you get to really see the other side of Vegas, like the other, like the on foot part of Vegas, which is you get to soak in a lot more stuff. And I took one picture of one of the high-rise hotels, and I'm like, this is a sweet hotel. It was like all gold and shiny and everything. And I'm like, this is not the hotel I'm staying at, but it was great shade when I walked past it.
You go in there, and I shit you not, the first thing that came to my mind is like, where the hell do you even check in?
Yeah,
because you go in there, there's a giant statue of an Atlas holding up an LED globe, and I'm like, what the like, where do you check in, yo? Like, this is a hotel, you know what I mean? So someone could come down here in their bathrobe and go to a club, like, you know what I mean? It's fire, man. GP should definitely build a track there. Vegas has all that freaking land. You might as well build something there.
Problem is, like, there's not a huge crowd that's going to come to it because it's a much smaller city, right?
It is, but I politely want to disagree with you on that because Formula One, is going there, and they're racing through
Yeah.
the strip. Obviously, it's not like having your own track, but
Well, there is a couple tracks there. There's the Speed Vegas. That's a small track. It's maybe
Yeah, it's a
1.2
small
miles.
track.
But they also
Yeah.
have Las Vegas Motor Speedway, which is
They
a
do.
motorcycle track, and I guess it's an oval as well. But they have an infield that they use for bikes,
oh, so it's like
Yes, they do.
it's like
kind of like a Daytona.
yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like a Daytona, yeah. But like if they were to if they were to build like a Red Bull sponsored track or something like that over there, I guarantee you, I'm not a business person, I'm not a PR marketer, but I guarantee all of the world is gonna want to go there.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially
My
to
personal
Vegas
opinion.
with MotoGP. Absolutely,
Vegas,
I agree.
whew,
It's a huge
Bro,
destination. Like everybody wants to go to
It
Vegas,
is.
right?
Everybody wants
hell
to go to
yeah.
Vegas. Yeah, that's the one
Make
number
it a
one
night
destination
race.
here.
And you know what I
Yeah.
found was so great about it is like everything's always open. It's like the
Open.
city that never
Yeah.
sleeps. And I come back to Michigan and I'm like coming off of work. It's like 11 p.m. and like everything's closed. It's post-pandemic. Like Walmart's
Yeah.
closed at 11 p.m. now. I'm like, what? When did that happen?
Yeah, you're like, what's
Yeah, was it
going
Walmart
on?
like
Yeah,
24
yeah.
hours?
It used to be, but yeah, it's up till 11 now. And even Burger King.
Yeah.
Burger King was the only thing that was open that night. I was like, Burger King's open till 2 and that's it.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm sick of Burger
Yeah.
King, man.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Burger King fan, but I
Nah,
had the cheese sticks and double cheese. That's about it.
Oh nah,
nice,
man.
nice.
About to double
And
cheese
Vegas
the
has got really
toilet after
good
that.
food too, and it's cheap.
Yeah, but also
I don't know
I
about
was
cheap.
thinking, yeah, I wouldn't say cheap because everything they don't make anything there. Everything has to be shipped in. So like here, I remember you can buy like a dozen eggs for $2, $1 maybe. If you,
Mhm.
but in Vegas it was like $5. It's like what? Why is it $5? Well, because they don't really have chicken farms there.
Yeah, they like
about
the
that,
C there's like a CVS and a Walgreens and the Strip, which is so convenient, by the way. And I go there, I buy a bottle of water for like $3. I'm like, what the fuck?
Tourist. Well, it's
It is
also
wild.
the CVS, the convenience stores. You're paying a convenience fee, right? Instead of going to the
Right.
grocery
Yeah.
store or something.
Yeah, that's
that's
true.
true.
So, but it was shoot, man. It was a great time. I definitely want to do it again. I didn't care how hot it was. It was a wonderful time. And if you can imagine a GP race there, oh my God,
It'd be
with a bunch
epic.
of drunken
Yeah.
fans. You know what I
Oh
mean?
man. And
People
then they
people
got the
from
casinos.
yeah, people from Scandinavia busting down like a million, whatever their currency is over there, euros or whatever. So like it'd be great. It'd be great, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be too.
GP needs to hire me. Location scout. I got you.
That's it. You
I want
got
to see World Superbike come back to the States. They haven't raced here in a couple years now.
Yeah.
Me
Laguna.
too. Me
Or even
too.
Coda. That'd be awesome.
Aren't they repaving the track of Laguna?
Yes, they are.
They are, but I don't know if it's FIM homologated anymore. That's the problem.
That's true. That's true. I mean, they can race. They can race at Coda. I mean, Moto America has shown plenty of times that super bikes are more than capable to race at Coda.
Oh yeah, well, MotoGP bikes too. So yeah, absolutely they can.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
and you
yeah.
probably saw the new schedule that was released for Moto America. And
Yeah, they took VIR.
Yeah,
off
they
of
took VIR out. Like
VIR
it's
is off the list.
God damn it, dude!
It's
That was
like,
one
it's
of
like
the last.
ripping away Chris's left nut.
That was one of the last tracks that I went to. I hear that the reason was they couldn't find a scheduling date that worked. There was conflicts with the schedule, is what I heard. But yeah, I rode down there. I did the California Superbike School at VIR in August, and beautiful track. It was the first time I'd gone to that one, but tons of elevation. The TV never does justice on the elevation.
No.
It's a pretty technical track. I would
It
say a little dangerous in some spots, like when Corey
is.
Alexander went off and like turned 4 or 5 area and hit the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on track days, they don't have air fences. It's only for
No.
professional events. So like if he would have done that in a track day, he could have not been here anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought Petrucci sued them, and that's why they.
Oh no! Well, Petrucci was pissed off, and I think not rightly so, because even Moto America put out a statement that said Petrucci was up and back in the pits in like 45 seconds after his crash. We didn't need to do anything really extreme to save him. He was fine and up on his feet within seconds.
Yeah, we shit on him all the time. It's fun.
He's got a bad reputation. Honestly, I've heard like he can be an asshole. Like it seems like it's more publicly out there that he's not always the nicest character in the paddock.
Good.
He's not the most pleasant. No, he's not.
I've never met the guy.
him, so yeah, I've met him.
Yeah, I met
got
him. Yeah,
yeah,
he was cool with me.
Well, the first time I met him, he didn't say anything. He barely even looked at you, and you'd call him his name. And there was several of us standing there, and he just kind of waved. And obviously, there's a couple of kids, and they wanted their poster signed or whatever, and he just kind of walked away. The second time I met him, he was pretty cool. He signed my knee slider, but he still didn't really say a whole lot or smile a whole lot. I don't know if it was just the type of mood he was in, or not happy with Warhorse at the time, or I have no idea.
I think it could be two things. They're so desensitized to seeing so many hordes of fans surround them, like from MotoGP days and all that. They're like, it doesn't faze them anymore. And then the second part, I'm kind of forgetting what I was thinking about, but it's just it's tough sometimes because there are so many people surrounding you, and it's hard, I think, as a rider to like, oh, I got to deal with this fan again, but you gotta. If you want to have that good fan base, you can't just walk away from people and not acknowledge them.
Especially in America. I mean, like we shut on him all the time, but it's just like, I thank the fact that he's here because he's putting eyes on our sport,
our series,
number one, and it puts eyes on America, period. So that whole like Coda thing where MotoGP was in the Moto America event or whatever, switched it, I don't care, was great because it got foreign fans who were there to watch us, and to me, like, I felt like that was great. Even though we shit on him, like we do appreciate his contributions in terms of like, just bringing eyes on us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's great to see.
I wonder if he's going to be back here next year. Sorry, Eric.
Oh, yeah, I wonder that too. You never know where they want to be. I think he wants to be somewhere higher than Moto America. I would want to be at the highest international series possible, but you never know what deals are available. Like, is it pay to play, or are you making more money over here? It's difficult.
It is.
Are there still
a lot of those guys do pay to play?
A lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of those guys do pay to play for sure.
Even at the World Championship.
Rumors?
Yes, absolutely they do. Even at World Superbike, yeah.
I was gonna say like were there still rumors about him still trying to get that Ducati seat in Superbike?
There were. I know Tom Sykes. There was a rumor Tom Sykes was supposed to ride the Warhorse Ducati here, but he took that.
I would have loved that guy here.
Kawasaki ride in World Superbike instead. So there's still a chance for Petrucci to be at Warhorse, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, and Moto America schedule, the Coda round is not going to be in tandem with MotoGP anymore. It sounds like the MotoGP round is separate from the Moto America round, which is not great for the amount of eyeballs that will see Moto America. However, it is great in that more classes will be able to be run for the Coda round for Moto America. So usually they only bring like the Superbike and the Stock 1000 combined, but now they're going to have, I think, most of the classes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Which is, I think, cool. Like the super sport riders are going to get to go there. I think maybe the twins, maybe probably the baggers.
I don't know about the Junior Cup. I haven't heard about them. Are they going?
It's an interesting schedule next year. I don't know if I like it, but it might be cheaper for the competitors, which is probably why they're doing it. Sometimes they're doing like the super sport class is going to do, I think, all the rounds, but the Stock 1000, I think, has 5 or 6 rounds. But they might be doing double headers and 2 races a weekend at some of those events. Same thing with the Twins Cup. Now, if you're not traveling to 10 or 11 rounds, that's going to be cheaper. If you just stay at one event and do more races, I get that. But it seems like a waste. I think they're probably, in my opinion, I would want them to do less of the baggers, less of the build, train, race, and less of the hooligans class, and stick to the Junior Cup, the middleweight, and the Superbikes with the Stock 1000 as well. I would love to see those 4 classes be higher.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, well, I agree too, because it also focuses on more of our youth and our up and comers instead of filler in races is what it is.
I mean
saying. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say to chime in with that. I mean, look what happened to Sean Dillon Kelly. Look where that brought him.
Yeah, he's the only guy. Well, not the only guy. There's a couple guys now overseas, but nobody well, one guy in World Superbike, three guys in MotoGP or Moto2.
Moto2, yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah. Oh, Brandon Posh was
We
in
need
British
more.
Superbike at one point, but
British Superbike.
Yes.
yeah.
He won the
yeah,
Moto3 title.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
huge.
Posh is a
Yep.
dog.
And double Daytona winner, double Rolex.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Brandon
oh
Posh.
my
Yeah.
God.
We want
Rollies
Brandon on
two
our
hands.
podcast.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
been trying to get him, man. Like we hit him up, and he was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm like, all right, man, let's pick a date. Come on, bro, let's go. and especially because he's my neighbor. He's only probably like 20, 25 minutes away from me.
You could do it in person.
Yeah.
We can. That'd be wonderful. I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah, good. Put in your 2 cents. But like I said, man, like right now, all the chips are on the table for Sean Dillon Kelly, man, because after him, I don't know who I can depend on to represent America in the world circuit anymore. Garrett Gerloff is doing his thing, and I'm proud of him, and I wish him all the best. But in terms of being in the GP class, I'm throwing all my chips on the table for SDK, because Kris, unless you or Eric, unless you have another prospect in mind, he's the only one that I can keep in my bank, because after him, I don't know who else.
Kayla Yakov.
Yes, Kayla Yakov is one. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
You never know. I mean, she was gapping the field by 2 seconds at New Jersey in damp conditions. That's pretty impressive.
She's a beast.
I thought Rocco Landers would have made that big step, but he's still kind of struggling with the super sport class. Which
he did it towards the end of the year. He had like a 7-second wins, a couple races, right, Eric?
Yeah, he was doing pretty good.
Absolutely.
Rocco is definitely a guy to watch out for. I think
he is.
It really comes down to who's got the biggest pocketbook, who's got daddy helping him out, and can really afford to do 100 days at the track a year of testing and riding and racing. What about like Stefano Mesa? I mean, he doesn't seem to have the huge backing, but he is a huge talent that I think deserves more backing.
Yes, I agree, Eric. I love Stefano.
So Stefano Mesa. There's a couple of people in that super sport class I can't name off the top of my head that I've been watching really closely that I think could really make a jump.
I think Gagne could go back overseas. He did that one round at Portimao and did pretty well. I think got in the points.
He did.
And so I think any of the Yamaha boys seem to be good enough after a year or two in Moto America that they could probably go overseas. It's like, it's not about their skill all the time. It's about the backing. It's like, it's incredibly expensive and it's all pay to play. And I talked to Dominique Agater on here maybe a year or two ago, and he said that even his first couple of years in the World Championship, it's very tough. Like you're not really making any money. It's just to participate is probably $100,000 or more just to show up and do these events.
Right. Which is why we need Michael Jordan to come back into motorsports.
As a sponsor.
Yeah.
Let's bring that motherfucker back. I was recently watching the thing on YouTube about Michael Jordan's Suzuki team for the AMAs, and like they're doing pretty well towards like the mid to end of the season. I'm like, what the fuck? There's money right there, man. Come on, this the guy that loves motorsports. Let's get someone to schmooze Jordan to giving us a superbike team or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't buy a win. No matter how much you spend, you can't. Like if you're a billionaire, you think like, oh, I'll just go make a team and we're gonna start winning. Well, it definitely helps, but it's not everything.
No,
at this point, I think we have the talent. We just need the money, man. And that's kind of like how I took this podcast, is like, for people who are in smaller teams. We bring them on the show and like help spread their name so that they can be competitive in the field too. So I think from building a name with the smaller guys, and then along with us build our name as well, and then just get their names out there, get eyes rolling in. It's eventually just going to compound, and hopefully we can help be an outlet to promote Moto America to a point where everyone could be like, not everyone, because obviously it's a dog eat dog thing, but like most teams can finally have some cash in their pockets, because hearing the stories of these guys who don't have any names scrambling for tires and like trying to like save up money for these parts and skipping the meal, and it's like that shit, it hurts to hear, you know what I'm saying?
There's so
So it's
many
like
talented people out there who would
they're
be on the
so
grid,
talented.
that just can't afford to do it. The only reason I'm not
Yeah.
racing professionally right now is because I don't have the money for it. I had 20 sponsors, it just wasn't enough. Most of the sponsors at this level for expert racing and just getting your pro license is like most of them are discounts and free parts and services, things like that, which really do help. But
Right.
it's very rare to get like $10,000 checks from this company or that company. Um, it's nice to get your
pay for everything.
yeah, it's nice to get at least your race fees covered here and there, or someone pays for your tires this weekend. But it's that's why I'm trying to do this podcast. Another reason is like get my name out there, get a reputation.
Yeah.
Although I had one before, it's just get behind the mic and start talking and promoting people and sponsors that I use and other people's sponsors, and talk to you guys and collaborate and just see where it goes.
Yeah, man. And we'll do the same for you, man. We'll use a small platform that we have to put your name out there, brother.
Absolutely.
This is like less for me and more for everybody else. This is coming from like my love for the sport. It's coming from Chris's love for the sport, because like at the end of the day, we just want to get y'all's story out there. We're doing this for fun. You know what I mean? Like we're not trying to like look for anything out of this. No glory, no happy speech, no money, no bank account. Like we just want to throw people's name out there and hopefully they can succeed. And if they want to give us a shout, they can give us a shout. But
yeah, I hear that.
It's all for the love of the sport.
For sure.
Yeah, no problem.
Just want to see it grow. And like I saw PGA Tour this year released, if you do their schedule, you get like $500,000 in addition to winnings for each round. I'm like, I wish we had something like that in racing.
For real.
I know that's right.
Each player. I mean, it doesn't even cost much money. Or do you need a set of clubs and a bag to go golfing?
Yeah,
they make too much money.
Yeah, it's you don't need clubs made out of freaking carbon fiber. Like, I don't know what money goes into that. I don't know how much Tiger Woods pays for his shit, man. But there's so much money in a sport like that. It's ridiculous.
Well, they have major advertising partners because they're in front of, they're on NBC and whatever, major TV stations. And then they have millions and millions of fans.
And major clothing brands like Nike and all that.
Nike,
yeah.
It's not exactly that way yet in motorsports in this country.
But could you imagine? Could you imagine? I feel like Kyle Wyman, for example, right? I don't know if anybody else is doing this, but Kyle Wyman really opened up my mind in terms of how people can achieve sponsorships. I think Kyle Wyman's probably one of the best business minds with that, because how the fuck did you get a bread company to sponsor your freaking
Panera bread?
Panera bread.
That's huge.
But you see, that was so left field.
It was huge.
And I'm sitting here and I'm wondering, like maybe you don't have to go after sponsors that are relevant to motorsport racing, right? Like what if you could just go to the and I'm just throwing names out there, but like, why don't you like go to Skechers and see if like Skechers would sponsor you? Skechers has nothing to do with motorsports, but if Skechers wants to get their name out there in any which way possibly can, fuck it, why not? That's what Panera did.
Yeah.
Well, it's like cross-pollinating or cross-promoting, because like, what do motorcycle racers and what do their fans use on a regular basis? Well, everybody eats, and typically the motorcycle community is has a higher income. They're typically a little bit more educated than the standard population. So there's a disposable income because motorcycles you don't need, but it's a fun hobby. So like, I mean, Home Depot and Lowe's, they're always building things, building your house and making repairs, like all food, like Outback Steakhouse, and you're going to go somewhere after the race to eat, right? So, or hotels, everybody's got to stay at hotels. And I've seen people sponsored by like, gas station companies, and like
Shell,
any industry. And actually I would say out of where the bigger money is probably going to come from is out of industry companies. So people not already in the motorsports industry, because most motorsports companies will sponsor you with discounts unless you're on the world stage. They'll just give you a discount or free parts. It's only where you get into like Generac generators and laundry detergent and Tide is when you get probably bigger money.
I think a Tide bike would be sick.
It'd be pretty clean, right?
The colors. Yeah,
It'd be pretty clean.
It'd be clean. That's awesome, Eric. It'd be clean.
It'd be sick. It'll always smell good, man.
Yep.
You could even have like a Tide Pod in your exhaust to help, scent the aroma.
Just don't eat it.
Yeah.
Kids.
Just don't eat it.
them.
Apparently that was a troll. Apparently nobody was actually eating it, but the younger generation pretended to make it a thing so that us older generation could get pissed off for no reason. I thought that was actually hilarious. But
that's clever.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm saying, man, like you just I guess shoot your shot. Who was I speaking to? I think I was speaking to Cody Cochran. He rides for the Superstock 1000
class.
the Stock 1000 class.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cody.
Told him, yeah, shout out Cody, man. I was like, yo, like maybe I don't know, just reach out to your local gym or something. Like I have a powerhouse gym. They're very involved with social media. Imagine slapping their logo on a bike. They would definitely post. They're really good with their members. So it's like, there's a lot of things that Kyle Wyman did where I was like, man, that Panera sponsorship really opened up a door to like where you can get money from, because that's, again, I don't know how the fuck he did that, because that was insane.
Yeah, and
bike was ugly as shit though.
It was that green color.
Yeah,
green
and black.
Shit green color. Yeah,
green, black. Yeah.
Ugly.
I'm not racing right now because I just couldn't afford it and I couldn't find the right sponsorship to keep going for motorcycle road racing. But when I was searching for sponsored, I had contacted over 7,000 companies.
Wow,
it's tough, but maybe I wasn't doing it the right way. Like, it's hard to sit down with the CEO of a company or the marketing executive or the owner. Like, it's very rare that you get those meetings. So it's like you need some sort of intermediary or someone in between who knows these people already and kind of get you in the door with them. It's like, how do you get in front of these people to pitch your idea? It's tough unless you're like flying down to their corporate headquarters and doing it that way. Like, and then that's super expensive, right?
All people
I would say, again, I'm not a racer. I wish I was, but I would say go after. I'd probably go after companies that are really engaging on social media. So like C4 energy drink, for example, super engaging on social media. Like they'll re-answer your comments, they'll look at your message, they'll repost you. But C4 has like X amount of million followers. C4 is the official energy drink sponsor of WWE, and like, I feel like there's something there, and I've recommended C4 to a lot of people. I was like, yo, man, hit them up, see what they can do, man.
Yeah, for sure. I've definitely had their stuff. I like their pre-workout and energy stuff, but it's high caffeine, right? It's like 300 milligrams or 250.
350, baby, of pure goodness.
That'll last me like 4 days.
Helps me at the gym. I don't know if you see my deadlifting videos, Eric, but they're a product they help me pull that 350-pound dead weight.
And something that I find interesting is, like, my brother, he's a triathlon guy for Ironman, and he always trains like a heart rate based training program. So he'll go out and run for 10 miles or whatever the day is, the training workout for that day. But then he'll say, I'm not going to go over 130 beats per minute the whole time. And so he might not be pushing for high output. He's pushing for 10 miles, low heart rate. So if you have a pre-workout like that, how do you achieve a low heart rate? It's a totally different type of training.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's more endurance training.
Yeah.
C4 is the more punch you in the face and get this thing out of the way training.
Yeah. More the sprints, more the lifting.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I've never had a C4, and I don't drink any energy.
Don't, Chris. I swear to God, you'll be cracked out of your mind.
It's a bad habit, I feel like.
It's a bad. I don't drink any of that. I drink water. That's it. Water and red wine.
Water, yeah.
I got this huge jug right here.
Water.
Yeah, me too.
Water and pre-workout.
All day long. All day long water.
It's like a 64 ounce, I think.
Nice.
Jesus Christ. Yo, pre-workout is my best friend every time I go to the gym. Sometimes it's my pre-workout before I do a pin the gas pin the gas podcast, because it'll be like later at night and I'm like, okay, I just finished with work, just finished with the gym. All right, let me just get one more All right, everybody, welcome to Pin the Gas. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I do
Let's
like it.
go,
It's just
let's go.
I'm trying to save money right now for this move, so it's like no luxury expenses and caffeine and coffee. It's like I don't need it.
Yeah,
It's
I
totally a
understand.
luxury. So I actually a while ago I bought these. I think they're Neuro mints. They're caffeinated mints, and so I have a huge stack of those. I'm just working through. They're like 55
Do they
milligrams.
work?
A
So
little
cocaine
kick.
tabs.
Yeah, kind of. It's just a little bit of caffeine here and there. Do
So
one or two a day.
cocaine tablets then.
Little
Coke
jolt.
tabs, yep. A little jump.
You don't have to lie to
Little
us,
coke
man.
tab. Yeah, you ain't got
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't have to lie to us.
That's
I
what the
saw-
bottle's
feds.
full of.
I saw a meme the other day. It's like we're having random drug tests at work, and he's like, "I don't want to do crack." He's like, "Okay, but I
That's
don't want to do
good.
crack."
Yeah, okay, but I don't want to try that one. That's awesome.
Like, what are we testing today?
Yeah. I'm a
Dude.
manager. I'm a manager at my work, so I'm gonna go around to my employees and say exactly that after the podcast.
Perfect. I love it.
Exactly that.
So, what's on your guys' mind today? Anything you guys wanted to talk about? I haven't brought up yet.
Joe?
No, absolutely no. We covered all the bases basically. It's been an honor. I know that it's been an honor to be on the show. When you first reached out to me, and you want to collaborate, I looked at the phone. I was like, "Holy shit!" Because Eric, I've watched your podcast in the past, so I knew exactly who you were, and I shit my pants when I got your message. So I
He's been
freaking
shitting his
forwarded the
pants a lot.
Jewlz. Dude, I have, dude. So listen, this whole ride for me has been an epic ride. Like I said from the beginning, because I've been a huge motorcycle fan, right? But just to sit down and actually reach out to these people like Max Flinders and Dave Neal and Boris and all these other people, Eric Swahn, you, and physically be face to face and have conversations and build a relationship and a bond has just meant the world to me, man. It's just been this epic ride and a dream. It's been a dream. I feel like I'm just living in this dream.
Hey man, well you're in the industry now. You're a part of the sport a little bit, so I just wanted to.
Yeah.
I'm happy to get your perspective and just shoot the shit with you. Maybe I can learn something from you too.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
For sure.
Vice versa, man. Vice versa. That's all we do is like, it's something we love, we're passionate about, man. It's more of again, I'm new, so I'm new to all of you guys. I'm new to a whole bunch of athletes that Kris is a huge fan of, and I have no clue who they are. So this whole thing is like kind of like a gift per se. Like I'm gifting this podcast to Kris because this is more of his dream than it is mine. This is more of like a hobby for me, but this is making dreams come true for Kris. And I'm so blessed that I can help him get to that point. And eventually me, because I do want to sit down and talk to Alex Rins at one point. He's my favorite rider. So like, but as for now, it's awesome feeding off the energy of the show's passion, like meeting all you guys, talking to these guys. I have no clue who they are, but he shits the pants every time he talks to him. So I'm glad that Kris is on my team, and then we're able to give him that outlet to accomplish his dream and eventually accomplish mine.
Yeah, are you guys where can people find you online now?
YouTube, Pin the Gas on YouTube. Literally, you type in Pin the Gas and we're the first thing that pops up. Isn't that insane?
That's good.
And
That's
Facebook.
wild. And Facebook.
We got
Pin the Gas. Instagram is under construction for season 2. I'm gonna do a little bit better at that. We're gonna be on TikTok soon, so definitely gonna work on that as well. But YouTube and Facebook.
And are you on any audio platforms or just video only?
Video only for now.
Yeah.
So
we're working on that.
I have an idea or a recommendation for you if you're willing to listen. It's I use anchor.fm. You can type that in to your internet browser, and it's a free audio platform. And from from Anchor FM, you can then distribute it. Mine's on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Deezer, all the different ones. And it's completely free to do. You just got to put your RSS feed in there the right way and submit that you have a podcast, and then it distributes it from there to every other platform, which is super helpful for me. Takes a lot of time out of it. And so all you would do is take your original video that you uploaded to YouTube, re-render the video just for audio or wave. I'd take it just an MP3 format, make sure it's a small enough format, it's compressed, so you can upload it under their requirements. And then it's really not too much more work to put it on there. So that might be another avenue to get a few more thousand views on the episodes.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, that's definitely what we're taking. We're trying to do for season 2. Just I guess from a personal standpoint, I just gotta like fix some of my sound quality. Kris is gonna fix his sound quality. So like when we do get on these listening apps, we'll have the voice smoother than like Joe Rogan on midnight. You know what I'm saying? Like I want people to be able to listen to us and then hopefully use us to fall asleep like I do with Joe Rogan.
Sure.
And sometimes Boris.
Yeah. And I mean, the mics, you don't have to have a super nice mic like this. This is like AKG Perception 420 microphone I bought like 10 years ago. And then I have a M Audio M-Track Duo for the interface.
Yeah.
And
just I have a Blue Yeti.
There you go. Those are nice.
Blue Yeti.
I have a Sony Handycam for the camera, and I just got the video capture card. You can see it there. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Video capture card. And then I ran out of USB plugs for my keyboard and my mouse, so I had to get an extension so I could have 4 plugs there. But it's not that expensive, really.
What's your electric bill looking like, brother?
And I got two boom lights behind us with better lighting, which are the umbrella lights, I guess you call them. So it's not too high. It's just a couple thousand watts probably.
Yeah. I use a ring light. That's what I use.
I have a lamp. I have a desk lamp.
Use a ring light.
I'm Filipino, so this yellow light definitely brings out the complexion.
Hey, whatever works, man. You don't have to have anything fancy. It's just about putting it out there.
Hell
better as you go.
I agree.
One question I did have, Eric, is what do you think about the MotoGP sprint races next year formats?
I think it's kind of different. Like I would love to see them stick to the standard format of practice, qualify, race on Sunday. But I mean, there's no reason not to. You have the time. It maybe makes for a better show because less people are showing up, I think, on Saturdays because there is no racing going on. So this would probably bring in bigger crowds, maybe more people watching, and makes it maybe more accessible because you can you don't have to sit through a full length race, and some people aren't going to want to do that. But if you have a sprint race, the casual fan probably enjoys that more, I think, because it's quicker. You don't have to they might be apprehensive to sitting through a full 45-minute race, whether sprint race might be half of that. So it might be a little bit more accessible for the newer fan, and for the engulfed fan, the one who loves it the most. I think it gives a totally new spin on the race because you don't have to worry about tires as much. You're not.
That's right.
You're not holding back in a sprint race. I think it's 100% or more than it was in the full length race. So
I agree.
It adds a whole new element to it. I think some riders might come to the front easier in a sprint race because they know the tires aren't going to fade as much. And I think they have the same tire compounds. It's not a different tire that they get to use for the sprint race, as far as I'm aware.
No, that's true. Also, yeah, it causes. I think it'll give people more mid pack and backpack to have a better chance of being up front, because if you don't have your bike set up just perfect from the first race, the second one you can make your little fine tune adjustments
and it probably gives it gives the feature race on Sunday. Maybe it might make the racing better on Sunday because now you went through that real test run of the race, the sprint race on Saturday. And
accurate data.
You got more data. Maybe you're going to make some changes. Maybe it goes the right way. Maybe it doesn't. But at least you have a way better baseline going into the feature race, which gives people more confidence. They already know how the bike's going to feel on a degrading tire. And something that I used to do in practice for race events is I would go out and not tinker with the bike as much as some other people, but that would allow me to do like a full like a race practice. I go out and do as many laps as the time would allow from start to finish, not come in the pits once and just like, okay, I just did like 20 laps in a row like that. I feel great. My bike's great. Everything's good to go. And then where some other people did 3 laps, I'm like, I feel 6 times more experience than this next guy does.
Right.
Yep.
And
So
it's rare for people to do like full race practices in practice on their own, but I think it's an important feature, it's an important thing to feel.
Yeah, and it's more
That's
races.
true.
Like how can you complain about watching more races? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
More points on offer, right? There's going to be more points available. It'll probably be half points
Absolutely.
or a percentage of the points.
I think it's half
closer
points.
competitive
Yeah.
field. Yeah, closer competitive field. Yeah, man, bring it.
But it does allow for more risk, I guess. Like if you're just practicing, you might take more risk in practice because you're not gonna, it's not gonna ruin your race. But now
Right.
there's gonna be harder racing more often, so there may be more injuries. Like there's always consequences, whether they're good or bad.
There is.
They're professionals.
Yeah,
They
can
get
handle
paid
it.
a couple $1 million doing this. Whatever. What's one broken arm?
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
You can fix it. Come back
Yeah.
robotic.
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
Mark. His whole
Yeah, look at
body's
Mark
reversed
4 surgeries later.
and still going, still strong.
Still
God, he
going.
scared the shit out of me towards the end of the season because he was gunning it, and I'm like,
Yeah,
damn.
he was.
He was gunning it on a trash compactor of a bike. Now imagine if that thing has all its problems settled. I'm telling you guys, it's probably going to be one of the best comebacks you'll ever see in MotoGP.
Which
My
it doesn't.
opinion.
It does not sound like it's going to be in that direction so far after the test. It sounded like
No.
he's like,
Yeah.
guys, this is the same bike. What the hell? I mean, there's
It's
a
still
few.
a dumpster packed. Yeah.
There's a few.
Yeah.
Few new bits, but it's
Band-Aids.
still a dumpster fire over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he willed that dumpster fire pretty well.
Oh yeah.
The last few races. So like I said, if Honda gets their shit together, Kris, I know you're a huge Rossi fan, but I think this is going to be one of the sickest comebacks if
Look.
Mark can pull this off.
I'm such a huge Rossi fan. I named my son Hayden Rossi after Nicky Hayden and Valentino Rossi.
There you go.
So yes, absolutely huge Rossi fan.
Matter of fact, Kris is not even the father. Valentino Rossi and Nicky Hayden literally were put in a test tube and made this kid.
Facts. Could have happened.
It could
love
happen,
it.
Kris. I'm telling you, he
That's
could be the
it.
next big thing, bro. Take him
Could
to the
be.
track. I'm telling you. Take him to the track. Watch him smoke everybody there.
So does
Just
he get
natural
the?
talent.
Does he get the number 46 or the 69 or is it like a 49 or?
39.
It would
Definitely
be
not 66.
Yeah, definitely not 66. I'd leave that up to him. Whatever number he would want to be.
All right.
Like that answer.
64. Yeah.
Sure.
Like that answer. Like
Mix
that
it
answer.
up.
Yeah, mix it up.
Watch
All right.
out, yo. He's gonna be the next big thing. I guarantee it.
And how old's your kid now?
He's 9. He's getting ready to turn 10.
Okay. So he's getting into that range where he could start going to the racetrack.
Yeah, well, he's been to the racetrack several times. He's never been riding on the track, but he's been with me several times to the track. He loves it. He rides with me on my street bike.
That's
I pick
cool.
him up from school. Yeah, he loves it. He takes his helmet to school. All the kids run to the fence. They're like, "Oh my God, Rossi!" You know. So yeah.
Just wait. This kid's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, he already is.
Man,
Jay Gagne, you better watch out, boy.
I did some supermoto riding, and in that environment in supermoto, they allow pretty much any age out there. It's like 2 years old to like 75, and there was like a 3-year-old out there on like a 50cc bike, and I was like, that's amazing. Like, this is awesome. So every time I would go by him, I like tap my tail and like, come follow me a little bit, and then show him around a couple corners, and then like, okay, I can't go this slow. And then like next time around, I do the same thing, show him a line a little bit. And it was awesome to see that, man. There's a lot of potential for really young kids. And I think it's kind of crazy that these professional racers don't even have a driver's license yet.
I know.
Rocco Landers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. That's the truth.
It's sick. It's sick. That's what I love about the sport, man.
I think you can learn how to drive at a young age, but there's still this huge stigma for insurance and liability and like maturity level that's sometimes hard to weed out. But if you teach them right, like they can be really mature at a very young age and do well.
This is true. Yes, I agree.
He's coming. He's coming. I'm telling
He's
you.
coming.
Wild child, that little one.
Child.
He's always like the unexpected additional guest to our podcast page.
Yes,
and I love it every time he comes out. I'm like, hey, let's go. Tell your friends about us.
Yeah, for sure. So
awesome.
so what's going on in your lives lately? Anything cool coming up?
Yeah, I got work coming up.
And what's the work look like for you?
Work, I love my job, man. I take care of adults that have special needs. I tell Kris all the time. Chris has heard them in the background a couple times when we're on the phone. It's rewarding, man. A bunch of good people, and it just kind of just unlocks like a level of patience that you never thought you'd have. You know what I mean? So
That's awesome.
I love these people. I love my job. I love the experiences that I have with them. It's wonderful, wonderful.
Is it like a group
That's
home
awesome.
type of environment or hospital setting?
I was blessed. It's one-on-one.
Oh,
It's
nice.
one-on-one. So it's like it's straight out of their homes. So
That's
this
awesome.
one that I'm about to work with in a bit, she's only about like 15 minutes away from me. So yeah, it's great, man.
She's
She's
like
amazing.
a caretaker or caregiver of sorts.
Not necessarily like a care. I mean, she lives by herself. She's very functional. But the thing is that there's a lot of things that could use some work. You know what I mean? She's able to go grocery shopping by herself, but it'll probably take her forever to finish. You know what I mean? So like she needs somebody there to kind of like keep her on track, and someone to help keep her house in order. But I don't do anything too crazy. I don't pick up shit, like, you know what I mean? So it's been a great experience. I've been hit a few times, but it comes with the territory.
Yeah,
They don't really mean it.
sure. I
Yeah.
understand that. That's really good that you're doing
Yeah.
that, man. There's a lot of people out there who need that help.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's amazing, and I'm glad that I can do it, man. It's great.
And did you go to school for that, or how did you get into something like that?
No, I mean I am in school for something like that. Yeah, I'm currently in there for social work, but the job was offered to me by my cousin. I was working at Honda at the time, and yo, I fucking hated working at Honda, bro.
Our
Like they told
dealership.
me, yeah, a Honda
Yeah.
dealership. Like they told me I was gonna be a salesman, but they put me in internet sales, saying that it's like a start off before you go to the sales floor. I was like, don't tell me that bullshit. You needed people in internet sales, so you put me in internet sales, motherfucker. But anyway, yeah, I hated working there. My cousin was like, "Yeah, you ever worked with special needs?" I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I've been around. I've been around. Growing up in Houston, there was a lot of like special needs programs that would come to my school and stuff like that. So, I've been around." And she was like, if you do this, you'll be able to, get your ass out of the desk, you know, off the phones, and instead of calling 250 people a day, you're gonna spend 4 hours of fun with this person. I was like, you know what, sold. So I took that job, said fuck you to Honda, and I was out.
There you
Took the
go.
free
Oh,
donuts that Honda gets every week, and I dipped.
No more free
Taking these with
coffee,
me.
right?
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm just
That's awesome.
freaking took the box of donuts because they have these delicious freaking donuts that they have every morning. And I'm like, this is coming with me, bro.
What's your favorite donut?
That's awesome.
Ah, man, of recently, it had to be at least in a general donut sense, man. Boston cream, dude.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Boston
one.
cream is a fire. But the best donut that I've had, like I haven't had like a lot of like outside of corporate donuts, but when you go to fuck, wow, how to like a Krispy Kreme, the glazed donuts with a chocolate filling inside, game changer.
That's where it's at.
Warm, game changer.
That's
Right,
awesome.
right off the press.
Right off the press. Fucking
Hot off the
fire.
plate.
I can't be eating that shit. I'm trying to lose weight, man.
I know that's right.
Yeah, I'm trying to cut down. So
Trying to
that's
get
why
a
I've been
little-
doing a lot of fight training. Yeah.
Trying to get slimmer or leaner.
Yeah, I'm trying to get leaner. I'm strong already, so like I don't really have to eat that much anymore to put on any strength. I'm already strong, so I got where I wanted to be strength wise. Now it's just time to like lean out, because when you're strength training, you end up eating more because you need more fuel, you need more carbs.
Right.
So I got big, but I was getting really strong, and I was like, this is great. I'm fat though, so now I gotta lean out now. So I'm gonna lose a little bit of strength, which is gonna be sad. I won't be able to deadlift 3 plates anymore, but you know what? It is what it is.
Do you know how to make a motorcycle lean?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Diet and exercise.
Yeah.
That is an exercise. Absolutely.
Especially
like
the
it.
diet part, man. Replace it with carbon fiber fairings.
Heck
Take
yeah.
out the stock muffler. You know what I mean?
Every ounce
But-
counts.
Metaphorically
Full
and
Marshal
physically, I pretend like I know how to make a motorcycle lean. You'll see me kind of hang off my bike like I'm fucking Mark,
Yeah.
but then the bike is like this.
Got like 10 degrees of lean.
Yeah, but my whole body will be out there like, yeah, motherfucker, like good habits, I
awesome.
guess.
Yeah, taking that like rain position.
Yeah,
right
pretty much.
position.
Pretty much. So it's good habits, instilling good habits before I get on the track.
I always say just exaggerate everything like you're a cartoon character, like, and then you'll be like 50% of where you need to be.
Yes,
That's
yes,
good advice.
and I do that around sharp corners. Stuff like pages like Moto Jitsu, for example. Amazing page, But they teach you how to take those sharp corners on the street by like counter steering your bike and like stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but I'll just hang off my bike like I'm Mark and take those 10-mile-an-hour corners. I'm saying, like, it's instilling, isn't it kind of instilling good habits so that when I'm on the track, I'm already used to hanging off my bike.
Yeah, it's not bad. You just gotta if you don't know like the surface conditions, sometimes I take like an opposite approach. Like if it's really gravelly or really slick pavement,
Oh yeah,
I'll kind of push the bike down but like have a neutral.
Yeah,
my body like maybe
Sit
counterweighting
more
the bike.
upright.
Yeah.
Yeah. My roads up here, I'm spoiled. The roads up here are fairly around the mountains are like fairly cleaner because this county spends so much fucking money on that mountain. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that's why everyone just shreds it over there. But yeah, on conditions like that, yeah, I definitely take the more Moto Jitsu approach and do it the old man Goldwing way.
Yep. You just don't know. And I'm in Michigan, Metro Detroit, and the roads are shit everywhere. It's like
Yikes.
they're just falling apart 2 years after they just put them down. It's like I think they keep doing that because it keeps jobs, but that's a terrible approach to infrastructure.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah, you never know, man. Maybe somebody at like 3:30 in the morning comes in with a pickaxe and intentionally digs out a pothole.
It seems like that's what they're doing, and then they'll just put like a flower in it to show like, hey, we got a problem here. There's plants growing out of the cement.
Like, where did this come from, man? I don't know. This wasn't here yesterday. But then they'll pay somebody to do it because it's extra jobs. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Conspiracy.
Yeah. So
I think they do that here in New York.
They could. You never know.
Yeah,
it feels like it.
Know. Yeah,
so
for sure. But yeah, my day, I'm here at work. When we get off here with the podcast, I'll be going back to work for a little while and go picking up my son from work and going home and playing video games with him, and
And what does your work look like?
So I am a manager at a place called Two Wheel Morgue here in Roanoke, Virginia, where we part out motorcycles, brand new side by sides, UTV, ATVs. We buy customer returns and stuff from dealerships and big corporations, WPS, Parts Unlimited, stuff like that, and we sell stuff on eBay, Amazon, Shopify, all that good stuff.
Heck yeah. Well, I might have a machine for you. I don't know how you pick your bikes that you buy or sell, but I am in the process. Like I said, I'm moving and would like to sell my complete race setup. So if anybody's looking for a bike, I have a 2008 Kawasaki Ninja. It's full race ready with a Acropovic exhaust, refresh engine, has like 1,500 miles on it. It's ready to go. Race wired. I got those race bolt titanium pre-drilled caliper bolts and drain plug and all that stuff. So
get it while
all
it's
the good
hot.
stuff.
I'm selling my entire pit setup, Generac generator 2500i with a canopy, and I got a trailer and pretty much everything but my tow vehicle, toolbox, and my leathers is ready to go. So.
Well, shoot me a message, Eric, and I'll see what I can do for you.
All right, yeah.
That's a lot of stuff, but we'll get it done.
Yeah. Shoot me a message, man.
Heck yeah. So I got another job with California Superbike School starting in March as an instructor for them. And
nice.
They provide brand new 2023 BMW S1000 RRs. So
I heard of that. Yeah.
I don't need a bike now. I just bought this motorcycle from my friend, so I'm like, I'm not going to drive my bike to Washington and back. I'm just going to fly out there and use their bikes as show up and ride type of deal. So
especially BM Dubs.
And
I know, right?
Upgrading 14, 15 years with another
technology.
50 horsepower, 80 horsepower, whatever it is. And the new technology. They have incredible. Nice. They have like pitch and yaw control for for endos, and they have like wheelie control, and there's rain modes, and like I've never had any modes. It's always just been one
I
mode.
know, right?
Must be nice.
Dude, I've never even ridden a bike with an auto blipper. I always wanted to see what that was like.
This one has a quick shifter with up and down clutchless quick shifting, which is nice. That's the first time I've used it. It is standard GP right now, but it could be switched to standard shift. It could be switched to GP shift, but
GP all the way.
Man,
GP all the way. It's got to be.
Yeah.
I don't even know about y'all. I don't even know what it's like to have traction control on your bike.
Yeah.
I got no electronics on my bike. What?
Yeah, that's how I've always rode, and I think that's how you should start, because once you have them, you become reliant on them, and you might not know how to ride if they turn off or something goes wrong.
Yeah.
You should be able to ride without any of those aids.
Absolutely. That brings up a good point, Eric, because that's why a lot of people have a rough time going from World Superbike or Moto America or wherever it is, going to British Superbike racing, where they don't have none of that and they struggle big time.
Yeah, it's a big factor. Like I've even said before, I don't think you should use cruise control or lane assist or any of these things in your daily driver, because it makes you a worse driver. I was at fault myself. I used to always like coming from riding bikes, it's so easy to speed, right? So in a car, I would just get to a certain speed, press the button, and I'm locked in. I'm not going to get in trouble for speeding. That was my idea. But then I found like my throttle control in my car with my right foot is not as accurate as it used to be like years ago. So I'm like, okay, well, now when I go on trips to Virginia, I don't touch the cruise control the whole time. And plus, when you're going to Virginia or New Jersey or any of these places, you're crossing mountain ranges, and if you're using cruise control, you're not going to be staying at the same speed. At least my 2010 Chevy Colorado could not keep up with the hills. So you're like going down 10 miles an hour, and now you're holding up the guy behind you. Like, oh, wrong speed. Oh, that's why.
Been there, man. Been there.
So I think it's best to just do it,
motherfucker.
Just do it with human control, and your brain is way better computer than any computer out there so far.
To be fair, I only use the cruise control on roads that I'm familiar with, and I know it's just a straight for 30 miles. So like on my way to New Jersey Motorsports Park, it's literally just one long 78 to 120 miles straight. So I flip on the cruise control there. But like around like New York City, like you have to be on your shit when you're driving there, man.
So many people like in the city, like walking out in the street and not paying attention where they're going. It's so common. Or bike messengers and riders, pedestrians.
People intentionally jumping in front of your car just so that they could go to the hospital and have somewhere to sleep overnight. Like, it's sad.
That's amazing. Would you ever lose a limb for like a couple $1 million for like, is that even in the conversation? Like, you know what I'm saying? People all the time would like get injured, jump in front of a car for that settlement.
Yeah. It's just like at what cost and in what way is it really going to help you? Because it's crazy. I mean, my mom's a nurse, so she tells me these stories all the time. Just people just intentionally jumping in front of cars, intentionally getting hurt. People getting on mopeds and purposely, brake checking cars behind them, brake checking trucks. Like, it's bad. So I give everybody the distance. My foot's always somewhere in the vicinity of the gas and brake at the same time. Sometimes I heel toe the brake and the gas like I'm like a motherfucker. So you know what I mean? You gotta be on your shit. But where I'm at, where it's just a whole bunch of straights, bro, flip that cruise control on, bro.
Let's relax for a little bit.
Yeah, let's relax for a bit, man. Especially when I come out of leg day at the gym, I'm like, fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. But that's pretty much what goes on here. It's my job, Chris's job, man. It's we're doing things that we love inside and outside of work.
That's
good to hear. That's what you got to do to make your life possible. It's like
that's it.
You're not living for the weekend. I mean, the weekends can be fun, but you got to enjoy what you do.
Weekends are work for me still. Except for tonight. Tonight I'm watching Black Panther tonight, man.
The new movie?
The Wakanda Forever.
Nice.
I can't wait to see that shit, man.
I haven't seen that one
I get
yet.
out of work. Right after I get out of work, I got this cute little date coming with me. So it's gonna be So if I ladies on Eric
Nice.
Schwann's podcast, I am single and looking. So
Are you going to the movie theater or are you going to the house, going to the crib?
movie theater.
Maybe crib later.
Maybe.
Let's see what happens.
But,
So are you
awesome.
are you out there on like Tinder or Bumble or OkCupid or Grinder?
you can find me on he's a Grinder. If someone's using my picture on Grinder, I'm gonna need to call my lawyer. But
That's awesome.
Hinge, I'm on Hinge, yo. I'm on Hinge, and like I was on Hinge because I was a guinea pig. Yeah. So for anyone who's single out there, Hinge is definitely the way to go because there's prompts that you got to answer, so you get to know someone's bare minimum of personality before you actually talk to them, right? And like you have to match with them. Like they have to like your prompt or like your response to their prompt and stuff like that, and then you'll match, right? I actually have one messaging me right now. I got my phone on do not disturb, but I see like the little icons just pop up like from Hinge. I'm like, oh shit.
You got a prospect.
Possibly. Just don't let my current date know that. Yeah, man. Like, and like my buddy who used to live behind me, he does coding, and then he got accepted to work for corporate Hinge. So he moved to Connecticut. I guess that's where HQ is for them. But he told me to try it because he wanted to see how the app runs. So like I made a bullshit account, and he was like, no, I want you to actually use it. I was like, motherfucker, I'm not gonna use it. I'm old school. I like to go out there and talk to girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, man, seriously, like use it because I have to know what the user experience is like. And he can't use it because he kind of has
biased.
a wife.
Oh yeah.
And he has a wife. His wife would chop his nuts off if she ever found out. So even if it was for work. So yeah, he told me to use it, and I ended up using it, and I ended up meeting a couple people on it, and just from then I was like, I might just keep this around. I might keep this around.
Now, I looked into maybe a year or two ago, like a matchmaking service. I was like, I don't know what this is about. Let me just look into it, and they were charging like some ungodly amount of money. It was like
astronomical amount,
like $2,000 or $1,500, something like that. And they said they guaranteed you like 10 dates or something like that, 10 quality dates, like that could be marriage material. I'm like, it could be worth it. Like if you actually find someone who's like legit your other half, would you pay $2,000 for that potential opportunity?
I feel like not.
Shit, you get a Russian mail order ride cheaper than that.
That's what I'm saying, yo. Like
it's high. Bro. It's pretty much. But you're also getting probably a higher level of person if they're also spending that same amount of money, right?
You're right. No,
but it's the bliss. It's more of the ignorance is bliss, man. That I like about dating, because like you don't know too much about this person. You know what I mean? So I think that's the fun part. And I feel like services where it's like, yo, you're guaranteed to match. If you pay this, we're gonna definitely match with you. Someone who likes the color purple, someone who likes to go out and play basketball, someone likes to do this. Perfect. I feel like that just kind of takes away from the mystique of getting to know somebody. Learning. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, for some people, if you really want it, man, and like you're like, man, I'm running out of time. I'm probably gonna die tomorrow. I need to get married now. Fire away, man. Do what your heart's content. But for me, Hinge, you need to sponsor Pin the Gas, because goddamn, I would promote Hinge like a motherfucker. I would.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think I've had that one. I don't use it anymore, but there's a lot of different platforms out there, and some of them are a lot better than others. So there's definitely a place for it.
You have a little lady now?
I do not. I've been going on dates, but no one at the moment.
Oh shit! So help me help you, everybody. Eric Swahn, man, come on! If you're listening to single man, right
I'm
here.
looking single, 30. I got a bunch of different jobs. Although right now it's like I'm probably moving in 2 months, but we'll have a 2-month little relationship. And
That's all right. That's all right.
You'll find someone in Vegas. Trust me.
There's a lot of cuties out there.
Trust me.
Oh yeah,
Eric. Trust me.
It's a whole new, like, I've been in Michigan for so long. I'm looking for a new pool of people.
Bro, I was with my girlfriend at the time when I went to Vegas, and goddamn, yo, like the amount of biddies that were there, I was like, fuck, god damn it, yo. And like,
I definitely want to be somewhere where you're I guess there's more skin exposed. Like there's in Michigan, everybody's bundled up, so you don't know what they really look like underneath there. Like, you got another 50 pounds on you? I can't really tell. Like, but when you're in beach attire or shorts and t-shirt, you can tell a lot better what their physique is like. Because I'm really into fit girls. I'm really into someone who takes care of themselves. I take care of myself, and
Amen.
it really it speaks to your discipline. Like if you're overweight or something, I'm just not into that because it doesn't work in with my lifestyle. I want to go out kayaking and mountain biking and running and all these different things, and you're probably not going to be able to keep up, if you're a little heavier.
Yeah. Now imagine you can find somebody in Vegas, man. She'll probably ride bikes too, yo.
Heck
And
yeah.
she'll probably be cute too. Because here in New York, every time a girl pulls up on the bike, I'm like, oh, okay. Let's see who this is. She takes off her helmet. She looks like my high school gym teacher, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, my high school gym teacher was pretty attractive. My middle school gym teacher, so I'm just like, ooh, yikes. Because they pull in that tight jeans, boots, like leather jacket, nice like a helmet, black visor, and their hair coming out. You're like, damn, this girl's about to be fire. And then she takes it off. Like, oh nah, fuck.
Oh, that butterface, right? Everything butterface.
Yeah. I've seen in Vegas, man. Exactly. There's some cute riders there, man. I swear to God, you will have no problem. You have no problem there in California. You'll have no problem.
And it's right on the border of California, so I'll be probably traveling over there a little bit and checking things out. Border of a couple states.
5-hour drive.
You are, yeah.
And I'm pretty fluent in Spanish, so I'm excited to go down there and practice my Spanish and get better. And like,
let's do it.
I mean, there's some places in Michigan that are Spanish speaking, but not as much as like Nevada, where you go into a random restaurant and like everybody speaks Spanish there just normally.
Yeah. You'll have a great time over there, man. Yeah, a great time. Unfortunately, I was with my girlfriend at the time, so not that type of guy, so I had to be respectful. You know what I mean? I was depending on peripherals. I was like if my eyes could split both ways, man, I swear to God, they'd be doing that the whole time. Like, well, I'm not looking at anything.
Sunglasses help a lot, right?
Sunglasses.
That's what I was gonna say. Sunglasses.
Yeah. Sunglasses, man. Shoot. You can lurk, and no one will know.
And I have a lazy eye, so I could just blame it on that, maybe.
That's it.
That too.
That's it.
I mean, you can't tell. It actually tracks just fine. You would never be able to notice.
It tracks just fine. It's
like some people's eyes.
In it. That's just
some people's are like over here, right? They're like not in the same vicinity of the other eye, but mine, they're both straight. They're both on track, but
just put on an eye patch, man. I feel like an eye patch.
You know what? I used to have
one.
Look
at Slick Rick.
I used to do that when I was in elementary school. They call it amblyopia, and so it's not my eye that's the problem. It's the connection from my eye to my brain. So it's not something I can fix with like LASIK or those eye surgeries. I'd have to have like brain surgery. And I'm like, that's not that important.
Yikes!
So
not worth it.
So to force the bad eye to get better, it used to be 120 instead of 20/20, which is like 2200 is blind. So it was like more than halfway to being blind. And they put a patch over the good eye to force the bad eye to work and get better. And you can really improve it between 3 years old and 18. Once you become 18, it really kind of forms and stops improving as much. But I mean, I can race just fine. You don't need to read when you're racing. I can see objects just fine.
Just don't be a Lacia Spargirl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
what a race that was.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he
was this the last lap?
We're talking about misjudging the last lap and slowing down on the white flag. What a mistake.
I know.
At Catalunya, I think.
Fucking
I was like, no, what are you doing?
So much.
Yeah, my brother sent me that one. That one went viral.
Yes, it did.
You know what? I hope it did. I hope it did.
Anything.
Right? Like I am so desperate. I'm so desperate, Eric, for people to get their eyes on this sport. I'll take anything. Anything.
Yeah, all the racers are too, because if we had more eyeballs, if this was as big as NASCAR, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I mean, I love talking to you, but I'd be out there racing right now instead of doing this podcast, Yeah, it's just we need more people on it. And I saw Joe Rogan talking to somebody the other day.
About Moto America.
Was it
Yeah.
Duncan Trussell was on?
Yeah.
And
Duncan Trussell. Yeah.
for the Halloween episode, they're all dressed up and
Yeah. They were
it's
talking about racing in the rain. Yeah.
racing in the rain. And then they got Gagne Bindit in the museum corner. And Skoltz was bumping. They're bumping each other. Look at that. How crazy is this?
Yeah.
And for
awesome.
those like 15 seconds, I was like, we fucking made it. Like I posted.
We're on Joe Rogan.
I posted on our page. Chris, you saw I posted on our page. I was like, yo,
I did. Yeah.
I was there for that race. I was a track marshal at that event that he showed.
Oh shit, bro. Good on you, man. Because that rain was horrible.
Oh yeah, I've never been so wet in my entire life for a weekend. It was as soon as I got off as soon as I got off the plane, it was raining until when I got back on the plane. It was nuts.
Fuck all that, bro. Damn.
And I was camping the whole time.
I'm a Marshal.
So you stayed wet.
So.
I was wet the whole time. Yep. And then
the whole time.
My tent's fairly waterproof, but not for a hurricane amount of water. So
yeah, that shit was insane, bro. That shit was insane.
We had a record number of bikes go down in a single day. What do you think the number for one day on a Saturday of crashes was?
The record number? 6?
11.
How about 64?
No fucking way.
64 bikes go down.
64 bikes on that track. Oh, bikes going down.
Yeah, crashing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, bikes going. Okay, I could.
Like one corner had like 11 bikes go down in it.
Okay, yeah. I could believe that. I thought you meant 64 bikes like wrecking, wrecking. I'm like, wait a minute. Are there even 64 bikes to begin with? So like
within all the different classes throughout the day.
I guess so. Yeah. But 64 down. That's wild.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a workout. Think about picking up 64 motorcycles, 400 pounds each.
I had to pick up a bagger. I was a track marshal for one day at NJMP.
Oh, this year?
And this year. And
I was there too.
A bagger. Oh, you were there?
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, I was on turn 5, and then
I was 3C right before the wheelie hill.
Oh, you were marshaling.
Yep.
I gotta look to my vlog because I have a vlog that's not out yet about it. I'm so behind on that, by the way. But if you're in it, man, I'm about to freeze frame it and then post it. But yeah, dude. One of the baggers crashed and like the tires were locked. The thing won't roll, so we had to drag that bike out. And I was like, this is horrible. This is horrible. Like,
yeah, it's they're very heavy, 600-700 pounds, and
they're heavy as shit. Yeah.
Michael Barnes crashed in 3C. He lost the front, and I come up to him, and he's an older man. He's got like gray all over his face. So it's like, hey, can you help me pick it up? He's like, no, they're just gonna red flag it. So we didn't even attempt to. It was in shambles. And
he's like, never mind. No,
it's good. And I felt so bad because like, oh no, we kind of caused a red flag because we didn't get the bike out of the way. But then they come with a literal crane, and they pick like 4 or 5 guys in this truck. Don't even try to pick it up. They just hook it up to a crane and lift it up out of there. I'm like, okay, that makes me feel better. Yeah. But me and my buddy Joe Lipinski, I just talked about on another podcast. Rispoli went down, James Rispoli, and he crashed, and we gave it a good heave ho and got it up the first try. I was like, oh, that wasn't too bad. If you got the right pickup people with you and the right crew, it's about teamwork, right? You can't do it yourself probably, but 2 people that know what they're doing can run over and pick it up.
I'm trying to get Chris to do at least one day of volunteer work, but Chris ain't about that life.
Well, it's if you do it with the right organization like Moto America, WERA, CCS, or ARMA, they do pay. So it's not just a complete volunteer gig, but if you do like a MotoGP or a World Superbike or Formula One or IndyCar, those are all purely volunteer based.
Yeah, because show's gonna you're gonna watch Coda as a spectator, and like I'm so used to being a volunteer there. So show was like, it was like, yo, you can hang out with me, Dave Neal, and you your boy too, right? So your boy's going there. Yeah. So it's like, you can hang out with us, and I was like, I want to, but like at the same time, bro, the camaraderie. You understand, Eric? The camaraderie that comes with working trackside, the people that you become friends with, the people that you'll constantly see every year. It's like man, it's hard for me to just be a spectator, yo. Like I feel like I'm just gonna stand because for Moto America, I was only a marshal for free practice.
Mm.
So for that Friday, I was only a marshal. I wasn't there Saturday because I had to work, and I came back Sunday for race day, and I came back as a spectator, and it was good that I had my freedom. But when I watched the people on the opposite side of the fence, I'm like, man, I'm supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Like you just feel you
I
feel
do
left
want to
out.
try it. I do
Yeah.
want to try it.
It's like you're higher than VIP. Like you're a worker
Yeah.
there. You're a part
That's
of
what
the
I'm
crew.
saying, yo. Like
Yeah.
when I was working at Coda, I had this couple. I had this family from Portugal because they were all wearing like their flags on their shirts. They took a picture with me and my boy, and we were
Hell
just
yeah.
walking. We were on break, and then they took a picture with us. I was like, holy fucking shit, no way.
You're like a
So
celebrity. Yeah. When I was doing the
Yeah,
Formula
that's
One race,
awesome.
people, I was like, we were on break, so we didn't have to be at our station for a minute. It was at lunchtime, and I was just going to get a hot dog and a Red Bull or something.
people were
And
looking at you.
people, I stopped to take pictures with me and like asked me, "How'd you get that job? Like that seems so cool." And I
Yeah.
like gave him my card, say, hit me up. I'll tell you exactly how to do it. And it's not a hard
Give you
thing to
the
do.
sauce.
It's just it does take effort. It's a whole day job, usually whole weekend, but you don't have to do the whole weekend like you're saying.
Yeah.
But it's a commitment, and it's a
Yeah.
physical job. Now there are two main positions that you can do. There's track marshal, which runs out on track and picks up bikes and
Picked up
things
the
like
bike,
that.
yeah.
And then there's a flag marshal, which has the flags in their hand and doesn't have to do as physical labor. So since I'm a
For
young
Moto
guy,
America.
for Moto America and for most
Yeah.
motorcycle,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
for Formula One, they
G-
call them intervention marshals
Yeah,
for
yeah,
going
yeah.
out on
I
track.
was one. Yeah.
Um,
gotcha.
and
GP,
so,
they have medics. They have medics too. You can
yep.
be a
Yeah.
medic.
And they also have
Medic
like
assistant.
JCB lift operators and things like that. And a lot of positions are needed, and it's really respected. All the riders give us, so many thanks, and the organizers and the other race officials who are up in the tower, they give you speeches and talks and things to do, and
Yeah.
it's really cool to be a part of it. I wish it could be more of a career option. It's more of like a
Yeah.
hobby
That'd be
thing,
sick.
but
That'd be
Yeah.
sick to travel around the world as a marshal. What?
it's like a traveling
that would be
circus, man.
awesome.
And then
That'd be
for like the
nice.
bigger
That'd be
ones, like
fire.
Formula One, MotoGP, you've seen their pit setups. I mean, they take how many containers and semis full, and all those hospitality areas, and all of the like they have for Formula One, they bring their hospitality centers like a 3-story building, and that all has to be taken down at the end of the day, the weekend, by a team of people who do deconstruction and like take away all the barriers and all the fencing and all the stands and the grandstands. Like most of the stuff, they take it with them if it's not a permanent circuit. So
Right.
there's an incredible amount of people that are involved in doing this.
It's a great experience, but I'm so blessed I get to do it. Chris, I hope you can do it with me at least just once.
I will. I promise you I will. I will.
But
Absolutely I will.
Maybe if they
I
bring
think-
back VIR, that'd be a good one for you to do, right?
Yeah, right.
Bring
Well,
that VIR
I'm
and
close
then
to
I'll consider it.
VIR. No, I'm real close to VIR, so
Yeah.
I'm not far from it.
And they need people
But yeah,
for
I'll do
sports
it.
cars like SRO and IMSA and all the different series that there are. They need people for. Bagger Racing League, I did. I've done over 21 events now as a marshal from
Trying to do
motocross.
IndyCar.
IndyCar's cool. It's completely unpaid, but it's
I don't care. I'll
still a
do
fun
it.
thing to
Shit.
do.
Hell yeah.
I was
Oh, yeah.
actually
IndyCar's
supposed to do
competitive.
I was supposed to do the Detroit Grand Prix at Belle Isle this year, but the
Right.
last second I got a call for AMA District 14, and AMA pays. I'm like, I guess I'm gonna go do the paying one. Sorry, guys.
I know that's right.
You gotta get that money, bro.
But I did do
gotta get that money.
I did the St. Petersburg round in Florida this year, near Tampa area. That was pretty cool. But they put me on crowd control security of sorts, so I wasn't really on track operations. I was like doing different things, but I still get to help out.
Yeah, it's a great experience. But I think I'm with the show. I think this time I'm gonna enjoy it as a fan. You know, as bad as I want to get up at 4:30 in the morning to be there at the track by 6. You know.
Oh yeah.
I think enjoying it as a fan and actually getting to enjoy what life is like, you know, outside of the fence, because you only get a certain amount of time to travel COTA. Like I was upset because we had Moto America and then we had the North American Talent Cup. I was not able to leave my post like at all. Like even to take a piss, it was a struggle. So I think show I'm with you, man. I think I'll just volunteer for race day, and then but like for free practice and qualifying, I think I'm gonna hang back.
Yeah,
That's
man.
cool. That's respectable. I mean, I get it too,
Yeah.
because sometimes I'm like, I would love to walk around the pits and see things more and just hang out. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
tough. You
for
can't really
sure.
do both. It's like one or the other. And then by the time
Confinement.
everything's over with, like the
Confinement, yeah.
riders are going home and you can't talk to them and they're packing up stuff, you know.
The stores are closed. You can't buy merch. Like that's what happened to me this year, bro. I was
Yeah.
so upset. I couldn't even buy food. Like
Wow.
I was pissed.
And
So
every event's different. Like the bigger ones, they obviously attract a huge amount of volunteers. But so like I think 2,000 people or so might apply to a MotoGP event, but they take about 500. And I did the Bagger Racing League in Wisconsin at the Milwaukee Mile, and we had 7 people for the entire track.
Damn.
7. So it's
What
like
the
if
fuck?
somebody didn't show up, we're in trouble.
That's
And
fucking
You're
horrible.
screwed. Yeah.
even then,
Hey,
like
can you guys give me 1 second?
yeah.
Can you guys just give me 1 second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like very
work soon too.
Yep. That's actually 2 hours. So I was going to wrap it up. We just hit the 2-hour mark. Yeah, it's just, you know, every event's different and always attracts different amount of people.
Yeah. Especially the at least because I've done Moto America, Moto GP, and I've done one Formula E race.
Okay.
And for Formula E and Moto GP, just like the international fans and I think out of all the events I'm Marshal for, I think Formula E was probably my favorite one. It was phenomenal.
Which
It was,
one? Which event was that? Where was that? Brooklyn.
Formula E Brooklyn. I
That'd be
think
a
that
cool
was my favorite event. Bro, I met Jaden Smith. Like,
oh wow,
took a picture with him. I met a lot of like famous like YouTubers, and I was just like, man, this is great. I had freedom. We had an hour and a half of free time, and I was able to get the merchandise I wanted to do. I was able to enjoy the village. Village is what they call it, where all the markets, the games, and all that shit is. So like that was great within itself, man. It was definitely my favorite one. I would so do it again. I don't know if Formula E is coming back to America anytime soon because New York was on its last contract. So because they're gonna repave the place where they're racing at. So
very good. Well, hey, I was just saying we just hit the 2-hour mark, so I was going to wrap it up anyways. So I wanted to thank you guys for coming on here, and you know, I'll get it edited and posted pretty quick here. So when it comes out, just be sure to share it.
I will. I appreciate
yes.
it. It's been an honor. It's been an honor, Eric. Yes. Reach out to me about that bike and everything, and we'll get you set up for our pod.
All right, for sure. I'll send that over, and I'll see you at the racetrack.
Just send me your Hinge profile, and I'll approve of it if you want to use it.
I see. I probably have to re-download it, but I'll see if I can.
This picture's no good.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
All right, brother.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Have a good one. Thanks, Eric. You guys have a good one. Appreciate it.
Peace.